SS Gentleman, Dean Alejandro here, and this week we are going to continue with where we left off with the KIESZA and Lindsey Stirling concert. Last week I talked about it from a different perspective, going and being sober, the nerves, the anticipation, and the experience all around with that. And I wanted to dissect that specifically and keep this separately because this concert changed my life, as cliche as that sounds. And I really wanted to talk out loud and kind of reflect openly and open the conversation to you, really, and see if any of you have experienced this. If you've seen a band specifically, I don't know, a lot of different things. I've never gone through something like this, so it really kind of changed my outlook and made me feel whole. And I am not sure if it's because it was just this lineup, if it was where it was, or if it's because I was sober, or all of the above. So I don't really even know how to start this video or get into it because there are so many different elements that I feel like I cannot put into words. I have never been to a show before where I have felt so connected with every single person in the crowd and the artists and performers as well. I feel like every single person that was in that venue was on the exact same level. And seeing like a band like KIESZA specifically, who not a lot of people have heard of, even the energy with that and everything else, I was able to basically look at people's faces and see them react to the new experience and how they experience that, and then really kind of feeling one, as crazy as that sounds. I'm a very intuitional person. I'm a very empathetic person. So I always feel pretty connected. So it was really interesting to feel connected positively throughout the whole thing. Going through the Lindsey Stirling concert, it was beautiful. I mean, everything about the performance was amazing. I've never seen someone so talented. I've never actually been to a performance show like that, so I'm not really sure what I was expecting. And we had pretty good seats, so we were able to sit up there and see everything. I do have a lot of footage from it. I'm going to put in a third video, that way you guys can see it, because I want to do something with it. It's badass. And I do have some clips of KIESZA as well. I think I might have some with the guitar, but I am not sure. So I just, going through this concert, it was a very pivotal part of my life. It was on the 4th month of my sobriety, so it was basically a present to myself, as I've said, kind of touched up on a previous video. And I was nervous, this was kind of me pushing myself into the next step. I've gone through a lot of reflecting. I kind of decided, is this something I'm going to be able to physically do mentally? Is it going to be worth it? I've never gone to a show. I honestly don't even really listen to her that much, Lindsey Stirling. And I had never heard of KIESZA before, but I had always wanted to go. They were on tour with Evanescence before, and I loved them. So it was just kind of this thing that I wanted to do for myself. And Alexa, we wanted to go on a date, travel to Vail, go see something new. And it was a great experience, which kind of shows that most of the time, if something makes you uncomfortable, it's going to have a good outcome, or it means that you really, care about the situation. So it's just, how do I even go into all of it? I had a lot of feelings going up until this concert, and this show validated every single thing. And I have never felt this way sober. I feel like that show kind of made me realize that I am at the right point in my life at the right time, which is insane. Like literally feeling this way, thinking it, saying it out loud. I feel kind of insane for thinking it. And I saw a lot of different types of people. Like I mentioned on my previous video with this, I'm dysphoric. I get into situations sometimes that make me uncomfortable. And this was a new experience all the way around. Me being a trans guy and being in a completely different audience. Normally I'd be self-conscious about a lot of stuff and not being able to enjoy myself. But I put all that aside, and honestly, it was really easy to do based off the performance. So as the lights went down, I guess as the sun went down and the lights started happening more and more, and towards the end of the KIESZA, lineup and everything else, I was able to really see people start vibing with it. And like I just said at the beginning of this video, I was able to see the impact that this show was making on people, just the music. And I'm also not sure if it's just because we got out of COVID and we're still in the pandemic and people are just happy to be back, you know, in a normal setting. But it was people that genuinely connected. They didn't care. They were having fun. They were just being themselves. And to me, that alone was so inspiring. The fact that if you go to a concert and you're in one of the first rows and you're dancing and you're doing your thing, yeah, people are going to be kind of pissed because like you're standing in front of them, which whatever. But like me, I'm like, that's awesome. Like you have so much courage to get up and do that. And like, and I'm getting goosebumps now because a similar situation happened. And someone, and this is kind of when I started, like my wheels started turning, and she was like probably a row or two ahead of us, and she flew out here for a couple concerts in Colorado, and she was just up and dancing and doing her own thing, and people got pissed and started yelling at her because the seats were expensive that we're all sitting at. And, you know, she was a bigger girl, right? And so normally the reactions of people are sit down, you know, they sit down and then that's it. And she was just in the moment. I was watching her watch the show, and I was also captivated by the show. And I saw that someone I didn't even know was just so consumed in this, and that this was their escape. That this was the thing that was making them get through the day, the week, the month. This was their thing. And they did not fucking care of what anyone said or what anything. So they told her, like, everyone's like, sit down, sit down. And she looks at them and she's like, no. And I just thought that was so courageous. And that sounds so silly, you know, and I really wanted to thank her, but then I was like, it kind of looks weird, like, from a guy to, you know, whatever. And I just thought that was so great. And it kind of just gave me this realization that we aren't alone. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're from. We all have this escape. We're all trying to get by. We are all trying to live and be in that moment. And we don't let ourselves do it. I was just, like I said, I was so taken back with the courage of that. And, you know, then from that, looking around and seeing other people, everyone was in their own zone. And I just think it's so amazing that one performer was able to have so many different effects in so many different people's lives and really just create an everlasting moment. And with that, I mean, it was really interesting because then in the performance, she segued into this, like, kind of, it's not really a joke, but apparently I'm going to go ahead and tell the story in case it's not on YouTube, and I'll probably butcher it, but she told this story about how one time she went to, she was in college or some school or whatever, and she was going to go to a party. And the party, they told her it was I think it was like a pirate party, or it was like, they told her it was a costume party. Anyways, they told her it was something that it completely wasn't. And she came out in this badass, like, hook outfit, and when she got there, she realized that it wasn't that type of party. And she said, there's this pivotal point in your life to where you know, I could have turned around and I could have went home and I could have been sad and I could have, you know, thought about it and been upset that they said this to me and I didn't even know. Or I could have gone in there and been uncomfortable and been that one uncomfortable, embarrassing pirate. So I just walked in and I made that decision. And, like, that sounds so simple, but it's, like, so true. And with that, she piggybacked off that and was kind of talking about affirmations and during the pandemic and how so many of us feel so isolated, which is so true, and that we think we don't matter. And really, we are all alike and we are all just going through the same battle trying to get through. And this is what really got me, because I feel like this is what my platform is it was really embracing diversity. It was really just saying that you're different and that makes you beautiful. You are different and that's what makes you amazing. And that's why you're perfect. And that's why we are perfect. And I try to talk about this a lot in the community because there's a lot of divides. And this just happens across the world. And I think for me, and I'm assuming a lot of people there, to feel that oneness and to feel that connection, you can't explain. You can't put into words. So she basically was saying to embrace being a pirate. And I actually have that whole shtick and stuff on a video that I am going to include with the other ones. But it was really validating to me to feel how I've been feeling, embracing that, and then also kind of feeling like a light in like in the dark. Like I feel like a lot of people are fighting and stuff, and then I'm sitting around like kumbaya, like we can't fight each other, like fuck the system, but like we all need to work together type thing, you know. So to hear someone in her situation talk about that, and to say, you know what, every single person told me that I could not do this, every single person told me XYZ, and I didn't listen to them, and I just did what made me happy, or I told myself every day I could do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I can do it. Thus affirming the situation and manifesting and kind of trusting the universe, which assured me, because I've been going through a lot of like trust the universe type things and trying to be more intuitional, because since I've stopped drinking, I've just had a lot of that stuff resurface, and I'm very empathetic, as I've said. So to have someone from her experience and her life basically saying, we are all one, which we kind of know, it's just we put these guards up, and also that the law of attraction and the universe is 100% real. Don't give up. Don't stop believing. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to start really implementing on future videos and stuff too, because if you can't tell, my content is kind of changing and going back and forth. I'm still going to be doing videos every Thursday for now, unless I decide to just do them bi-monthly. But be a pirate, as she said. Like, it's amazing. That show changed my life. I really don't even know. I'm actually surprised I was able to put this into words, because I put it off for so long, like I said, because I have never been through an experience like that. I will go ahead and link all the videos together, because there's going to be 3 different ones. If you have not checked out KIESZA or Lindsey Stirling, please check them out. They are amazing. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you've seen them perform somewhere, or if you wanted to see them perform, please go ahead and let me know in comments below, and make sure you subscribe so you can see those weekly videos. I'll see you next time.